gonna hold. I hope so. Hello lovely friends. I am currently in Joshua Tree. I forgot my tripod. Basically the thing that I built right now to put my camera on is a bin with a table with a book, and then it was like tilted, so I hope it is going to work for today. I thought it would be fun to do kind of a Q&A and kind of catch up a little bit, answer some of the most asked questions. Yeah, just diving deeper into it today. I put a Q&A up in my stories. Let's see. Okay, the first one is, how is married life? I absolutely love married life. I feel there has been such a sense of peace in a weird way, and I can't really pinpoint what exactly it is, but it's some type of comfort and feeling of safety that you're going to be a team for the rest of your life together. We have been really intentional even after the wedding to keep growing as individuals, but also as a couple, and also really to be there and constantly check in with each other on how to support each other and, you know, prioritizing our relationship. And it's been really, really nice. And yeah, I don't know, I never really thought that married life was gonna make such a big difference, but it kind of does. Wait, Max dropped the tripod. Where did you find it?
That's just so cute.
This was my tripod right here. Okay, this is much better here. I feel more eye level right now. Let's get into it. Okay, someone else asked, are you going to leave your loft? Are you moving back to Europe? I think this is something that has been really on our minds. I kind of like mentioned a couple times in between blurred lines where it's like, oh, it would be so nice to be back in Europe one day. And I think I truly see ourselves like raising a family in Europe or loft. We obviously redid it and we put so much time and effort into it, but we are really feeling right now there's so much construction going on. Like I couldn't even film this Q&A with you guys today because there's just so much sound. It's getting to a point where it's just out of hand, and we would love to move to a space that is slightly bigger, where we maybe have a garden or like an outdoor space, because obviously we have Katsu or big golden retriever. We did buy our home, so we're just kind of trying to figure out of like, okay, if we're maybe selling it, like what would be our next move? Like, is that still LA, or is that maybe even somewhere else where we find more space? Is it Europe already? But that feels already like such a quick move. So we have had conversations about it. We don't really know yet, but it's definitely a little bit on our minds. I do think we want to leave our current loft, but whatever we were deciding, it will be still like a 6 to 12 month plan or something, nothing immediately. So yeah, we're just kind of trying to figure that out. How do you manage your schedule and time? I love this question because I think this year I've been really focusing on managing my time in the correct way and being efficient with my time. I think it's been going really well. I think I have never been a very organized person, and I know this maybe sounds interesting because I feel a lot of people think as a first impression of me I'm very organized, but I've really become that way. I've really trained myself. I used to probably 3 years ago, I wouldn't even have a calendar. I would be like, okay, 19th of February, I have a dentist appointment at 3 p.m. Like, it's mind-blowing to me right now. Now I calendar everything, and by doing that you actually become more aware of your time and where you're actually spending your time. And I'm also planning in time for myself, for example, or let's say I want to post something, I actually like, you know, put that online, so I make time blocks so I don't end up being on my phone and posting something and actually scrolling through for too long. And I think being really mindful about that and actually planning in not only the work but also just your downtime and, like, you know, maybe time with friends and things like that, it will actually give you so much more freedom. I think I was always very afraid of having all these time blocks. I was like, I don't want to live my life like that where it's very organized, but I'm actually finding a lot of freedom in it because I'm more organized with my time, so I have more time, which is really nice. So how I usually cut off my time is like on Mondays we'll be in the office and I will take all my calls. So all my calls I try to do on Monday, touch base with the team, Then Tuesday and Thursdays, I am mainly filming my workouts. On Wednesdays, wow, I can't speak right now. I am doing my kind of just like my content and creative stuff. And then on Friday, kind of what is left over, some post-production for the week, and then I do also some of my appointments on Friday. So by keeping that general system, it really helps me manage my time correctly. And I think it's really important to also maybe sit down sometimes and like really check in of like where I'm gonna put my time today, and writing that out in the morning has been such an incredible tool for me. So yeah, I am a calendar girly to the max right now. Like if Max wants to do a date night or something, like we will calendar that in, because then it will actually happen. Let's see. What brings you the most joy right now? Ooh, we're going deep. No, honestly, I realized it this morning because I woke up in Joshua Tree and we were just kind of like hanging out, like making breakfast together and chilling. And I think something I really find joy in right now is just truly in the small little things in life. I've gone through such a period of extremes of my life where I was a lot in like, you know, the glamorous business, like the parties, the events and things like that. And then I was traveling to so many places around the world and truly enjoyed it and embraced my experiences. But I think truly what's giving me a lot of joy right now are just the really simple things in life. I love going for a walk with Katsu. I love making matcha or like a little coffee with Max and just sitting down and chatting, making a fire and spending time with friends and just doing those type of things. I think something that has brought me a lot of joy too is doing breath work. Normally I found it really hard to do any type of meditation. I couldn't get into it. Like the euphoric feeling that everyone was talking about, I was just like, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. And recently I've been using the Open app, and I've also been going to the Open Studio in Venice, and it's been so incredible. I love learning about the power of our breath. It makes me instantly feel good. Like I literally feel high and I'm like, wow. It's just incredible how you can put your body in such a different type of state and just feel so happy and grateful and released, and I don't know, just very joyful, I would say. So I think that has been giving me a lot of joy lately. Okay, what is your current workout split? Good question, because I feel it's always like changing a little bit. Obviously, I follow my weekly schedule on Soul Sync Body, but I have been incorporating once a week some more cardio. I've been really resisting it and I actually hated it. And I think I've cut out cardio for a very long time because I was leaning more towards lower impact workouts as Pilates and like some weight training, and really trying not to put too much cortisol on my body. But I have been doing a little bit more cardio now. Like I'm starting once a week just for my cardiovascular, I never can pronounce that word. It does feel really good when I do it, and I've been able to balance my hormones right now, so I feel I can like do that a little bit now and like kind of slowly get back into it. So I would say currently I'm doing 3 times a week Pilates, then I do twice a week strength training, and then I do one day some like cardio on top of that, and I take 2 rest days. And I think those rest days are also very important for me, for my body to like recover and re-strengthen. That's often where you find the progress, right? Because your body needs time to recover, and if you just go, you know, the gains are in the rest sometimes. Do you listen to your hunger cues or track macros, and how do you know when to listen to your body? Really good question. I think I've always been very intuitive about my nutrition and really checking in with my body, you know, honoring your fullness or honoring your any cravings that you have. I think this worked for me for quite a bit, but actually when I started to change my goals a little bit of wanting to build more muscle, I had to obviously change my diet a little bit and incorporate more protein and more carbohydrates. And to improve my own knowledge, I did started tracking some macros. It depends, like if you feel you're very obsessive and macros will drive you crazy, then I wouldn't suggest tracking macros. But if you feel like actually I can approach it with a very open mind and I wouldn't stress me out so much, and I'm interested to learn of like how much I'm actually getting in, I actually would recommend it. I started tracking my macros and I actually started to realize I was not eating enough protein and some carbohydrates. So I really started to adjust that, and it was really amazing because I started to see results. I felt really good. So for me, it actually had a really positive effect and really kind of pushed myself to eat more of those type of foods. So yeah, my approach now is again a little bit more intuitive, but I did do some of the macro tracking, and I actually might do it again soon. I don't really know. How was your time and feeling by Victoria's Secret? Ooh, this is such a big question. I have done the Victoria's Secret show 3 times. I don't know, it's a weird thing because it's been kind of a blur inside me. Doing the shows itself was honestly such an experience and obviously amazing, but also came with, I feel, a lot of pressure. Obviously the whole like casting processes and like everyone to be like size 0 and like, I don't know, the pressure was so freaking high. And yeah, there have been obviously a lot of documentaries and things like that on the Victoria's Secret fashion show, kind of what was going on behind the scenes with all like the angels and just all of that. And I have to say, I wasn't that deep into it and that far that I have seen all the Me Too stuff and whatever. I haven't really experienced that, haven't really seen that there, so I can't really say anything about that. But the actual show doing that was, I don't know, there was so much pressure on just everything. It's funny because you think those are we are then in the show the most confident girls in the entire world because you're doing the Victoria show and whatever, but I actually think it almost has the opposite effect. I think those were probably one of my most insecure years, and I think that sounds really weird, but I don't know, I feel this is the first time I'm actually sharing this a little bit. But yeah, those were probably my most insecure years, because you start comparing yourself with people, and even though you don't want to, that happens just automatically. So yeah, I'm happy that VS started changing obviously and being more inclusive and stuff. And yeah, I think I actually have just mixed feelings about the whole journey, I would say. It's brought me so much. It's brought me to YouTube actually. One of my very first vlogs was vlogging behind the VS show. So yeah, it did open so many beautiful other opportunities, but came also with a lot of mental mindfucks, I would say. What advice would you give your 23-year-old self? I would tell her not to worry as much and just enjoy the journey, and you don't have it all figured out at 23, and that's okay, and that will all come. But just play, have fun with it, feel good, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think I've something really been working on over the last years, and I feel also when you're getting older, guys, by the way, I'm 29 right now. And I'm feeling more of a sense of peace. So yeah, I would definitely tell my 23-year-old self that there's no need to put a lot of pressure onto having things figured out, or just in general when it comes to boyfriends or relationships or work and things like that. Like, just be a yes girl, say yes to opportunities, say yes to new chances, say yes to new experience, and I think that will bring you so far. Let's see. Is your period 100% back? I saw your video. Did the lifestyle changes work? Yes, my period is back 100%. I'm getting every month a period, which I'm so happy about. Do a little period party. It is not super regular yet, like I can't exactly track, but at least it is there every month, so that's already such a big step. And I feel the lifestyle changes that I've been implementing have been working, and I think that has been really amazing. I think one of the biggest thing that actually has been working, besides like adapting my nutrition and stuff, but has also been managing obviously my stress and my energy. It is honestly one of the hardest things to do, because it's not a task that you can just kick off, right? Like with nutrition, you can be like, these meals are I'm eating, these foods, click, check. Stress is much more of a bigger thing, so it's much harder to manage, and like you really need to kind of figure out what kind of little habits and lifestyle changes are going to help with that. And I think for me, stepping into my feminine energy has been really amazing. Like I've been able to create more of that mind body connection. And then I also think that an unwinding routine at night has been really helping. I actually might be making another video and kind of going deeper into all those lifestyle changes. I think those will be really nice. I've been implementing like magnesium at night and like no screen time and things like that. So yes. The most important advice for someone starting their own business. I love this question. I think the biggest thing for someone starting their new business is just to get started and don't wait until everything is perfect. When you start to wait until everything is perfect, first of all, you're never gonna launch and you're never gonna get started. You should really use this as a learning lesson and really use the feedback from people around you, family members, friends, customers, early customers, and kind of develop on top of that. Like even in our businesses, we're constantly evolving. For example, our first matcha kit that we brought out is not looking anything like the matcha kit like we have now, which feels more elevated and much nicer. That is the most important thing, just to get started and slowly work from there, because nothing is going to be perfect at the beginning, and people are also there for the journey, right? Like people want to be involved, and like you want to be there with your customers and really hear the feedback. Like what if you spend 12 months perfecting this thing, and then once you put it out to market and there are all these like, I don't know, defaults with it, or people are actually not liking it. So I think not being afraid to fail and just get started with your first ideas and kind of slowly build up that. I think that's the biggest thing what is holding people back from building their own business, that type of perfectionism, which I understand. You gotta be, you know, you gotta care about your baby. Your favorite snack brands, like Q Kitchen, Lesser Evil. Love this. Love myself some snacks. Currently, yeah, I love everything from Q Kitchen. I love their cashew and almond chocolate. I also really love Skinny Dipped, the almonds and stuff. I've also recently been on a cottage cheese kick. Wow, can't say that. I think it's been obviously kind of been going viral online, but I don't know, I prefer savory snacks over sweet snacks, because I feel when I eat sweet snacks, I just get so many more cravings and I feel more hungry because my blood sugar levels are just going up and down. Yet they take chips. Recently, I've been loving LS Flats. These are like seed crackers. So I put cottage cheese on it, or avocado, or hummus, and cucumber and tomato. I just like make a little party of it. I also really love the granola. It's kind of like a puffed cereal actually, from a brand called Lovebird. Also very clean ingredients, gluten-free, dairy-free, seed oil-free. It's made with cassava flour and maybe a little bit of honey too. They also have an unsweetened version. Midday Squares, the little chocolate protein bars. I have been really loving those. And then also the Paleo Valley beefy sticks. I really love those. They have like 9 grams of protein for each little stick. And again, it's a savory thing. So when you eat it, you actually start to feel full after. So and I will link all of these down below as well. Shall we do one more question? One more. I like this question because I think a lot of people can relate to this. How do you feel during your body changing journey? Gaining weight, muscle, coping with feelings? I think this is a really important thing to talk about, because I feel a lot of people and women are struggling with this, right? Because it's almost, we want like 2 controversial things, right? We want to have muscle, we want to build lean muscle, but then we also want to feel toned and have a lower body fat. Working towards gaining muscle, you need to start eating more, you need to have more protein. Your body will start to change, and accepting that is sometimes really hard and can feel a little hard, and especially when it comes to, I don't know, I think sometimes when you then look at photos, or even when you, in the little things like when you put on your clothes on, I sometimes feel that, where I'm like, oh my god, these pants used to fit so beautifully and now I can't even close them. Having your body change is very challenging, and I think this is often where then like we as women start to like battle and stuff of like what we want. And I think constantly reminding myself of that bigger goal and bigger picture is helping me a lot, where I'm like, okay, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want to show up for my future self? So how I will think about it is really like, okay, I want to feel strong. I want to be able to lift my groceries. I want to feel strength. I want to feel healthy. I want my hormones to be healthy. I want to have a family at one point. So having those thoughts there, and then really thinking about the woman that I am becoming or want to be, I think it's really important to deeply think about that all the time. And yeah, practicing self-love every single day. I think that's really important. I think that's where the breath work has really helped me, because it's also a time where I'm kind of more meditative, and I'm actually getting into my feels and into my body and just appreciating it so much that it's working for me. Every day when I wake up, my body is there and showing up for me. And I think that is a really important thing to constantly remember, which is hard because I know we have this inner voice sometimes and a battle inside, but I am truly embracing it. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and at the end, to me, that's the most important, and not just how you just look, I would say. So yeah, I think that's the most important thing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Q&A. I know we went a little bit deeper. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to put your notifications on so you know exactly when we upload a new video. I upload almost every Friday, sometimes it's a Saturday. Let me know if you have any questions for me. You can pop them down below. I will always try to respond to everyone because I love my YouTube community. I will see you very soon.